fort sur l'entraînement ou quoi que ce soit. C'est vraiment, comme on dirait, c'est comme un groupe qui est plus ciblé. Comme je disais, me prenez, je me rappelle, la ligne offensive, les joueurs avaient plus tombé. En ce moment, les demi-défensifs, c'est beaucoup plus difficile, mais il n'y a rien vraiment que je pourrais dire que c'est à cause de ça qu'on tombe.
Est-ce que je pose la question? Parce que le Canadien a tellement été blessé l'année passée qu'on a revu les préparateurs physiques. Ça, c'est pas le cas dans votre coin du terrain? Là?
Non, vraiment pas. Ben, surtout si tu regardes les préparateurs physiques, beaucoup de joueurs, il faut comprendre, dans la CFL, les Américains retournent chez eux durant la saison morte puis ils se préparent à leur propre façon, de leur propre manière. Nous, les Québécois, on reste ici, donc on s'entraîne avec l'équipe. Il y a certains aussi joueurs qui restent durant le off-season, mais le monde en général, à 80%, le monde s'entraîne de leur propre façon chez eux, puis ils viennent pour la saison. Fait que, ça peut pas être une cause vu que l'unité s'entraînait pas ensemble.
Antoine, tu as réussi des jeux d'impact depuis le début de la saison, comme naturellement l'interception pour un toucher à Ottawa. À ta troisième année, est-ce que tu considères que, puis je sais que tu es un gars 1, mais est-ce que tu considères que tu es un des meilleurs joueurs en défense de la Ligue? Parce qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup de joueurs à travers la Ligue qui ont réussi autant de jeux d'impact depuis le début de la saison.
Bien, écoute, je vais parler pour moi. Mon but à chaque saison, c'est d'améliorer de la saison passée et d'être le meilleur de moi-même. Puis évidemment, être le meilleur de soi-même, c'est de pousser pour être le meilleur. C'est la mentalité que j'essaie de faire, d'appliquer en fait à chaque jour, à chaque fois que j'embarque sur le terrain. Je suis très critique de moi-même. Je sais exactement c'est quoi mes défauts. Je sais c'est où j'ai de la misère. Je sais c'est quoi que j'ai amélioré. Donc, je te dirais que c'est peut-être une des raisons, je pense, pourquoi je me suis rendu loin. C'est parce que je dirais que je suis beaucoup plus critique. Je vais regarder le vidéo. Comme cette interception-là, c'est super fun. Mais après avoir regardé le vidéo, j'en ai manqué des jeux. Puis il y a d'autres ballons que j'aurais pu aller chercher, que j'ai pas été chercher. Puis ça, c'est les autres que je stick plus là-dessus. Puis je suis plus critique de moi-même. Fait que face à ça, ma mentalité, c'est vraiment j'essaie d'être le meilleur, mais c'est pas à moi de dire si je suis le meilleur ou non.
How long did it, hello.
Hey, Herb.
How long did it take you to come down from that 108-yard spectacular play?
Cardio-wise or mentally-wise?
Both.
Both?
Both.
So,
Cardio-wise, I'm sure it took you no time at all because you're a highly trained athlete, much like myself, who played 2 hours of pickleball without a break last night. But
wow,
this is not
okay.
about me, it's about you.
I mean, I think we can put my exploit as the same as yours. Tower pickleball, Herb, that should be on the Gazette front page, I think.
Yeah, the Gazette doesn't care. It's not hockey.
Okay, it's not hockey. I would say that, honestly, after it happened, it was kind of surreal, but you know how it is. When you're on the football field, you move on to the next play. It was really after the game was done, then I watched because we don't watch it on TV. We don't watch. We see the tape, like not the TV copy, but like the one the player has. But it's not the same thing as the TV. So when I was in the locker room, I saw the TV copy, and everybody texted me that's where they're like, you really realize like I actually did 180 yards. But on the field I actually was just getting my breath back. That was my focus because when you make a pick, you got to go back on the field. So just I had to make sure to catch my breath and be ready for the next. Yo, Francis, we're trying to have a discussion.
Look, I mean, I see every game and I think like you've hit your peak. I thought you hit your peak against Calgary and then you have this game against Ottawa and I think you've hit your peak. Every time I think you've hit your ceiling, you keep coming up with one game-saving play against after another. So like, what is your ceiling? It seems like there is no ceiling.
Actually, there's not. I mean, you're my motivation. You always think that I hit my peak, so it gives me like more motivation to prove you wrong every week.
If I'm your motivation,
So,
you never give me a cut of your salary. I've noticed, but
You neither.
I do need it more than you need.
You need
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry. You wouldn't want my salary.
But seriously, it's just because the thing is, the ceiling is yourself putting the limit on it. There's when it plays over, it's the next play. It's really that. And if you just strive to be the best at every single play is going to happen. This year, two things that never happened at back-to-back picks that never actually happened. And at 108 yard, that actually never happened. But you don't really prepare for having either those kind of play, but you always visualize it. Like, you always think like, I think that's the thing I'm doing. I do a lot of visualizations about all type of play, and about situation, being in the Grey Cup, being in the Eastern Final. It's just mental preparation, and if you put yourself a limit, well, you're going to restrain yourself. So I never put myself a limit.
You've now secured a playoff spot. If the cards fall the way they could this weekend or on Monday, you get a home field advantage for the playoff game. Did you honestly think this was possible over the winter when it looked like everything was falling apart with this franchise? The ownership was unstable. You were losing free agents. It's a hell of an accomplishment. Did you think this was why did you think it was possible?
I think it was possible because if you look at the group of guys that we have in I would say on the team overall, you know, we had a change, but we are still a core of people over here, right? We didn't lose like 90% of the roster. We lost some big names, but the core of the roster was still the same. So you know that you had a winning mentality in the sense that we want to get to the playoffs, we want to get high in the playoff, and the GM was the same. You know, that was the same office. The thing that changed was the coaching staff and the owner. Yeah. But I just felt that when we made those changes, like, for me, there was never a doubt.
You're the quarterback of the secondary. How difficult has that been with all the moving parts that you've had this season?
It was difficult at the beginning, but I think that what helped us is it elevate my game and the game of everybody to now understand that you cannot just sit with the first line and do tape. We got to include everybody. And now how we're doing things is just because of all the injuries we had. You know, if I have something going between me and my Sam and nobody knows and it goes down in somebody and like you got to change it. So what now we're doing is just all the meeting. We got DB meeting. Everybody's included. Everything is talked about, and it just I think I told you that in the mid-season. Like it just helped us being a better football team.